This is a short video to help you with how to put back some colours onto this design palette. On mine it's down at the bottom of the page, but you can put it wherever you want when somebody's actually removed all the palette colours. What somebody's done here is they've selected all the colours and then they've removed this down here. Now the problem is when you want to actually change some of these colours, how do you get that back? Sometimes people want to restore the whole default toolbar that you get when you actually create a new design. Well, it's possible to do that. At the moment, I've got Kingstar colours loaded on mine, and you need to know where to find the ones that create this at the bottom here, because you don't know when somebody created this which thread chart it was that they were actually working with. So all we need to do is bring up My Threads, so you can either click on this bobbin to bring it up. If it's in your Docker bar here, click on My Threads and then click on this top left corner here. Now what we're actually going to do is we're going to take the Kingstar out, and can you go down this list here? Can you see default? And then we're going to click this arrow and we're going to move it across here and click OK, and very quickly can you see all these are replaced here. Now it would be wonderful to be able to select each of these, the plus key, and then just click the add button. It doesn't work like that. You're going to have to put them in individually. So you can do one of two things. If you actually want to recreate the whole toolbar, then we can go right to the very top and you can do it all one by one. So colour 1, add, colour 2, add, colour 3, add, and so on until you've gone down the whole list. Alternatively, you can decide which of these colours it is that you want, which is maybe say the wine, and just put in the ones that you want. Now having done that, you can close your thread chart. You can then say, okay, I want to replace this red with this wine colour. They are the default colours. I want to replace that blue with that pink. You get the idea. If you want to actually replace them with some different thread charts, quite simple, go to My Threads, select this. You can either leave the default there if you wish, or you can pick whichever you want. I have Kingstar threads. I also have Madeira. So I will switch around which ones I want. I might take that default off. Okay. Now, having done that, when I've only got one thread chart that's in there, but providing it's not the default, if I then click on Match All, that will now tell you, instead of being Janome colours, it will tell you which is the corresponding colour in the Kingstar range of each of these down here. And obviously there's a significantly higher number than what there was before on that default list. And go all the way down it. Hundreds of them. It would take me a long time to populate this design bar down here. So quite often what you do is you work out what colours it is that you have and you can pop it in there. I hope that that actually helps you resolve the issue. And whilst we're here, let's just now take a look at a couple of other things on the same kind of troubleshooting issue. So for example here we have another of these examples. This down, we're actually down to 2 colours, and these are actually down in Madeira colours here where they've actually been matched. So once again, if I want to put this back to what are the Janome default colours, because I understand what those are, given that they are what come up when I click on a new design. So once again I can click on My Threads. I go to this top chart up here. At the moment I've got Madeira, and I want to swap them out again for this default range here. Select the Madeira and I return it to the list. I'll then select the default, click the arrow, bring it across here and click OK, and it populates my thread chart selection. And I populate this Design Palette Toolbar from all the available colours that I have here. So let's say, for example, that I want the brown to become gold and I would like the blue to become green. So I'm going to click on the gold and add it to the Design Palette down here. And then going to click on the green, and I particularly want the yellow green in this case, and I want to add it to the Design Palette down here. I can switch my threads back into the Docker tray, and I'll click on the resequence bar. I'm going to click all the brown, and I'm going to change that to gold. I'm going to click on blue, and I'm going to change all that to green. And then, because those are the colours that I actually want to use, I'm actually going to say, you know what, I am actually going to remove the unused colours. And in fact now what I've done is created that situation where I have no bar down here. If I then change my mind and say, you know what, I could actually do with some colours back in there, I can go back here and add whichever colours I want. They're there. Another option that I've got is I can actually hide the unused rather than actually removing them. And if I actually do that, I can just click on this again. And just two more things. Here's a design that I've digitised. It happens to be a Sally King shoe. And as you can see, I haven't bothered to strip out all the default colours from this design toolbar down here. I can, if I wanted, hit remove all the unused colours, or I can just do hide unused. And this is quite useful actually when you know that you're working with a limited colour palette and you're just going to use the same 4 colours that you've chosen and do that. However, if I then decide, well, you know what, I want something a bit different, I can on mine actually click that button again and bring it back. And then just something else that you can do sometimes to make life a little bit easier, you can actually pick that up. You see this handle down here, pick it up, you can move it here, you can change the shape of this, you can float it wherever you want, float it and pin it. Do you remember when we used to have it over here sometimes, and then we'd have it over here? And like anything, sometimes if you're actually working and you're wanting to chop and change things, you can put your toolbar here if you wish. Let's put it back. You could even hide the unused, and you've just got these really nice and close so that you're not diving around the screen. Up, down, up, down. It's a nice nifty little thing to be able to do. So let's put all those colours back, put things back the way they were. Let's just pull that back out onto our long strip, and on this side here, as long as it will go, and then bring it back down to the bottom here. And what you actually grab when you're actually getting hold of this is, can you see, watch this cursor, it goes from an arrow into a 4-way arrow. When I click on that, it actually picks it up and moves it. I can pop it in here and I can actually pop it back, which is what I'm going to do here. Alright, I hope that that helps you out with 1 or 2 bits and pieces about this Design Palette Toolbar.